BPG cars.
It's okay that you're feeling blue, 'cause I'm here to stay.
Welcome Globetrotters to the final edition of the Ford Escape series. Today, we're going to make this car run and drive it into the sunset right before your eyes. Now I know there are many new subscribers and we appreciate the support. Unlike other channels, we don't talk BS or ramble on like old men with no teeth. We get straight to the point. For 44 years I've been working on cars. This by far is the worst ever, and I never gave up. Here's her story. If you all enjoy these types of videos, then kindly like, share, and subscribe at this time, and click that notification bell while you're at it for future updates. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Boop Boop Globetrotters. If you like fitness like we do, then see the link below to get your FNx Fitness discount. Guys, this is the wrong way to lift. Don't be like this guy. When working on cars, be careful and use your legs when lifting heavy weights. Careful not to scrape gasket surfaces when you're placing the head on the block. This is the time to put cam lube on all bearing surfaces. Torque specs to 15 foot-pounds, loosen to 15 foot-pounds, then proceed with 30 foot-pounds. Then torque angle to 90 degrees. Make sure to torque in sequence starting from the middle and work your way out. All the cams fully, and remember the yellow mark that I showed you before to place on the exhaust cam and the exhaust cam caps. Use that as a reference and put exhaust cam first towards the firewall. Intake cam goes towards the front. At this time, get your crank counterweight locator tool and make sure it's snug in the rear of the block. Rotate the crank in order to get the crank at top dead center. The counterweight should be touching the locator tool. Gently tap the breaker bar to not disturb this crank. Then remove the crank bolt. sure piston is at TDC, top dead center. Then install the cam chain tensioner. One goes towards the firewall first, put that on, and then the other one goes opposite side, put that on second. Time to install the chain. Make sure the cam gear are on and loose before doing this procedure. Start at the top, and then the chain on the crank gear is placed on top of the crank gear. The hydraulic tensioner should be off, and I already showed that procedure before on a previous video. It's time to torque the cam bolts. The cam bolts should be torqued to 50 pound-feet. Make sure that the vice grips are clamped tight for this procedure. Cam lobes near the timing gear are facing inwards, and the metal bar is installed in the rear of the camshaft as shown. Gently remove all traces of gas and material on the timing cover. Also, do the same for the engine surfaces. Clean exposed areas with alcohol as shown. You can't see it from this angle, but this is the time to install the hydraulic cam tensioner. Please see previous videos for installation procedure. Install the cam cover from the top and guide it to the guide pins on the engine block. It should snap right in. I did this with one hand. Cover bolts here in the sequence shown. Just work your way around. Now it's time to install the alternator located in the rear of the engine. All the wires need to be installed now. Make sure that the battery is disconnected when you do this. Torque the cam cap bolts to 15 pound-feet of torque and remove the vice grips at this time. Alright, we'll give you a little tour of what we did. Make sure the 9th tooth on the reluctor wheel is dead center on the pickup as you see here. marked in yellow. Make sure the 8mm hole is located in the 6 o'clock position, and make sure that the crank counterweight is still in contact with the timing tab locator at the rear of the engine block with no timing mark change.
The engine is timed good too. The first cylinder, the cams are pointing inwards, which is correct. And in the back of the motor, I don't know if you guys can see it, but the mark is horizontal. Can y'all see that? Let's get a closer look. Horizontal, horizontal. Timing is good. And this stick tells me I'm at top dead center. I turned this crankshaft 4 times, one 180 degrees out and one back in time, so we're good. So now I'm going to test the compression to see about the compression test once I get everything else back together.
Time to install the exhaust and the exhaust bolts to go with it. And make sure the metal gasket is in the right direction and in the right orientation. Okay, it's time to install the AC compressor. Now, make sure that there's a small coolant hose that's connected in the intake to the engine block. Make sure it's connected properly, or else there will be a huge coolant leak and it's impossible to get to this hose in any direction, and removing the entire front end is the only way to do this. So, take it from me, I had the honor of doing this twice and it was not fun.
Alright, the first one is 150 psi. That's some good valve work, huh? Very good. Very good. Okay, let's try the other Jeez, that's gonna blow this gauge right up, huh? 150 psi, that's pretty good.
Now I'm getting this realization that I'm totally fucked. Well, that's all folks. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you guys.
Alright, we got a little issue. Sting will not idle, so we're going to check it using diagnostic program. Okay. Let's find out what codes we got. Oh shit. What? Camshaft position sensor. Okay, that's why it's not running too good. Let's look at the web. Internet is terrible, so bear with me. Give it the beans. There you go. Alright, let's go back to that again. Fault codes. That's not good. It's no wonder it don't run. Jesus. Alright, hold on guys, let me get some better internet. It's the wiring or the sensor itself. Go figure, it's the one that got pinched too. Circuit malfunction. Son of a...
Hey, good afternoon. Today we're taking a look at a couple more codes.
Okay, I don't know that guy. The hell with that guy. Anyway, I know where it is. We're going to take it out and check it out next. Okay, so that's what we're going to do.
Well, it looks like I have to replace the cam position sensor and related wiring. So here I go. I hope this fixes her. It's done. It's time for me to go on vacation, guys. See you guys in the next video.